Hey guys, and welcome back to Sorcery, where last time we did a lot of stuff and then we ended up completely, lost. Wait a minute. No one actually told me how to get out of here, and I'm way too stubborn to look up a guide, so what do we do now? I have an idea. Just hold on for a second. I'll be right back. Hey guys, and welcome to the dinosaur game. This is a game that many of you may know, but I doubt that many of you are actually that good at. So today I would just like to take you through this wonderful game because I know how to play it and I'm decently good at it. Not when RNG messes me up like that, but most days I am. So the first thing you need to know about this game is the fact that you can duck. And not many people know this about the game. They'll just assume that you can just jump. But you see, ducking is extremely important because not only does it allow you to go under the pterodactyls that appear at the 400 score of this game, but ducking also allows you to drop a lot faster than if you were just, floating. See, this is a floating drop, and this is a drop when you actually hit the down button. Much faster, which allows for much more precise movements. And you see, there were the pterodactyls. They're always right around 400 points that they start appearing. And then that was unfortunate. That was just bad on a number of levels. So now we're back to the beginning of the game. And much like a rage game, this game will always send you back to the very beginning whenever you lose. I guess it's kind of like life in that way, because when you die in life, you don't get to just restart from a checkpoint. Like here, if you run in full force into a cactus, you don't get to just be like, oh, I'll just go back to my last save. You have to completely restart and go all the way back to the beginning, at least if you believe in reincarnation. Now, if you believe in like a heaven or something like that, then there's not even a place to go. There's not really, an end of the game. There's just like this continuing on and more of a linear sort of thing. And so in this way, I would say that this game and many video games with the concept of like lives and restarting are more like that reincarnation sort of mindset than the kind of more Christian one of reaching a heaven. In that way, I don't think this dinosaur ever goes to a heaven. I think that this dinosaur will forever be perpetually stuck in this loop and will either be reborn as a cactus or a pterodactyl maybe, or maybe just like a cloud or something. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but yeah, they're never going to be able to find peace. They're always going to be having to do something, whether it's going to be destroying, whether it's going to be destroying through being a cactus or a pterodactyl or just being something that is seen by the future T-Rexes that take on this horrible burden of a forever running experience that they know they will never be able to complete because there is no way to win this game. You just keep trying and trying, and you just keep going, and then eventually I guess your internet comes back and then you can continue on with your life. You never really think about the fact that this game just doesn't have an ending. And while you could say the ending might be when it reaches like the maximum score, when all of those digits reach 9, I can tell you that it would still keep going even then. And in that way, you really, really never will be able to win this game, which is just kind of tragic, but also kind of like life, because no matter what you do, you never really win. It's never really enough. You're never going to get this end screen that says, congrats, you won the game of life. Like, even the board game life gets that wrong. You can actually win that game, but regular life, you don't really win. You just kind of go through the motions, and sometimes you get accolades, and you could say that winning is like being given the most accolades, but there are other people that say that accolades mean absolutely nothing. Or you could say that winning is being liked by the most people, but the fact is that just there's some people that don't really care if people like them or not. And so, as there's no real foundation on which to declare a winner or loser, everyone just kind of keeps perpetually going through the scenario of life and is just forced to find that they just exist. Like, what even is the meaning of life? Is it to be kind? Is it to be good? Is it to be successful, to gain a lot of wealth? Who even really knows? It's just kind of, you're just kind of going, and there are things, again, like religion that can help to give you kind of a moral compass that maybe helps to guide you along your way. But for the people that don't believe in those things, they're just kind of, lost. And they kind of are forced to create their own moral code, which can be, problematic, because now all of a sudden it's like, does that line up with what society believes? And then is society even correct? Because society will often make rules that don't even fit the moral code. And so you see how you get into this kind of circular thing where you'll just never be able to reach a point where everyone is happy or everyone agrees on what it means to win at life. And you're just stuck in this perpetual state. And it's just kind of tragic. You kind of some days wish that there was just some way for someone to just come down and be like, you did a good job, like you have lived your life well. But in the end, at the end of the day, even though a person might be able to come up to you and say that, the only way that you could ever really truly have that as a feeling is if you really believed it. And I don't know, like, as a person who has a hard time believing in accolades and an easy time believing in people that criticize me, I feel like, personally, no matter how much people tell me that I'm great at something, or I'm good, or I'm fantastic, or whatever the heck, I'm always going to tune that out if there's a single voice, no matter how quiet, that says, hey, you could have done that a little bit better. I'll be like, yes, that person, 100% right. I very much could have. And I agree with absolutely everything they were saying. You that said I was perfect, you are completely wrong. I am in no way perfect. I am horrible. I completely believe everything this person says. And I know that perspective is not exactly a good one to have. Like, you should be able to enjoy your accomplishments or whatever. But I would also argue that it's not the worst to have, because it's also good to force yourself to improve and to encourage yourself to improve, rather than kind of have that egocentric belief that, yes, I'm amazing and everything I do is good, and no matter if anyone ever says that I'm doing something wrong, that they're wrong because I'm always right. Like, that's, I feel, an even more horrible thing, even though they're both just on the opposite sides of extremes. And, are you kidding me? After all of that, it was a single cactus. And just like life, you can just be going along and you're just navigating everything super well. You're doing everything fantastically, and then just all of a sudden one really simple thing just comes in and destroys you, something that you've done a million times before, but just for some reason, maybe because you've got all the other stuff going on, or your world's just going crazy, just this one cactus just comes in and just messes you up, and it's just horrible. And that's just how life is some days, and that's just kind of the tragedy of it. It's a continual cycle that you'll never win, and it's easy to get tripped up on, and it's easy to believe that you're all too good or all too bad, and there's just really no good solution to it. And no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to find a good solution. I mean, maybe it'll help to make friends, to follow a religion that helps you to find a divine purpose in life. That can help and does help. But ultimately, it's not concrete. You can never find that concrete you won screen. And maybe that's why video games are so appealing. Maybe that's why we enjoy them so much. And maybe that's why it's so frustrating to me when I play a game like Sorcery and I can't freaking find a way to win. It feels too close almost to life. It's like, I want to play games where I can be the hero, or at least where I can succeed in something, because that is an experience that is fun to have. To be able to win is something that we want to do as a human race. And so when you're unable to do that, it's just frustrating. And even in games like this, though, where there's absolutely no ending, somehow, for some reason, people play them a lot. And maybe that's because they play them to get a new high score, to improve on what they did before. And maybe there's more value in that than trying to win the game. Maybe there's more value in just trying to do a little bit better than trying to defeat everyone else in the world. Because in the end, at the end of the day, we aren't going to get that screen that says you won, you saved the world, you did it, you're an amazing hero and everyone loves you. You got the prince or princess, you got the accolades of millions. Everyone supports your name, the evil is vanquished, and you are the victor. We're never going to get that. So maybe we should play more games like this. Games that more closely mimic real life. And maybe in real life, we should try less to win all the time and try more to better ourselves just a little bit. I'm the Coaster Keat, and I hope that you soar high and enjoy your ride of life. Bye.